So for anyone who may have been concerned about my mental well-being after the last episode, I really appreciate it. Things did not go very well to kick off action in the Sao Paulo State Championship, but I can say all is right with the world, and a big part of that is 18-year-old right-wing Gil Ballara. He is developing quite nicely. 6 appearances in the Sao Paulo State Championship. We'll get to the results shortly. He's got 6 assists, and he is a wanted man. There are currently 5 clubs after him. We've already received multiple offers from Botafogo and Fluminense in particular. 4 up to his $1.2 million value. Luckily for us, even though he would entertain those moves, he is just as happy to stay put at Ituano, so we have rejected each and every one of them because we need as much consistency as we can get. Now, if you remember, we kicked off the last episode with back-to-back 4-1 losses to Inter de Limeira and Palmeiras in the Sao Paulo State Championship. Things were not going well. The next match wasn't much better, but it was better. We still lost. We lost 2-1. We actually had the lead in this one, thanks to Gabriel Rosera 9 minutes in, but unfortunately we just could not hold Botafogo back. A 2-1 loss on the road put us at 0-3. However, one of the reasons we were able to get a little bit closer is we made a tactical change. We have gone to a 4-3-3. Jay Carlos left that Palmeiras match with an injury. We needed to do something. I decided that using a 2-striker system without Gabriel Rosera and Jay Carlos both healthy and fit was probably not the best thing. So we went to a single striker with the wings. This is where Ballara has really shown as that wide forward on the right-hand side. We've got 2 central midfielders and a deep-lying playmaker behind. Currently, as things stand right now, it is Paulo Alexandre. It has been Carlo Pereira Silva. One of the reasons why Carlo Pereira Silva has moved up is because he has been patently excellent as well. 2 goals in 4 appearances with a 7.05 rating. Ignore the down arrows. We did just play a match. But it was definitely after we made those changes that things began to turn around. A 1-0 victory at home against Ponte Preta. Vini Oliveira picking up a goal in the 66th minute to give us the edge. I thought we would be able to make it 2 in a row on the road at Agua Santa. Gabriel Rosera put us ahead 22 minutes in, but then Arthur Karek was able to equalize with 30 minutes left to go. We just could not break through again, but we are making progress before we ran into what we thought was going to be a buzzsaw of Santos and Bragantino. It was not. We beat Santos at home by a score of 2-0. Vini Oliveira got things kicked off less than 2 minutes in. Gabriel Rosera added another goal. We kept a clean sheet. Jean Pantera in goal for these last 3 matches. So 2 clean sheets in 3. And then Bragantino, who had been spectacular in the competition up until this point, took a lead in the 12th minute behind a goal from Lautaro Diaz, but we did not look back from there. Celio Pereira Silva equalizing less than a minute later. He would add a second in the 50th minute. We would pick up an own goal as well. Better to be lucky than good, I always say. 3-1 the final, which puts us currently in 10th place, where we expected to be on the Sao Paulo State Championship table. We are already 9 points clear of the relegation zone with just 5 left to play. Sao Bernardo currently sitting on the bottom with a negative 17 goal difference. Well, we've got them up next. Even though Jay Carlos is back fit, I am loath to make any changes right now. We probably will go back to our other system, or at least rotate between the 2. But if we've got 2 fit strikers that are our highest paid players and to give us the greatest chance of winning a match, I'm going to try to get them on the pitch at the same time. But right now we're sticking with the 4-3-3. One change in the lineup. Igor is going to come in as our deep-lying playmaker. I mentioned in the last episode that we had accepted a loan deal with Ituano for him. He rejected that contract, so he's still with us. Andre is still not with us, but it's only going to be another week or so while he is off with the U20 Brazilian team. So Jean Pantera, once again, getting the starting goal. He'll be in behind Gabriel Diaz, Canella, Carlau, and JP. It's going to be Igor Pereira Silva and Victor Reis in the midfield. Vini Oliveira and Gil Ballara on the wings, with Gabriel Rosera leading the line. Some potential fitness issues in the match with JP and Gil Ballara. They have been playing quite a bit of football lately, and we are playing matches essentially every Wednesday and Saturday. So the schedule for the Sao Paulo State Championship is rather condensed. I am hoping, though, that we have the same level of success against San Bernardo that we have had in the past. And if we do, then taking them off early is not going to hurt the team at all. In fact, we'll get some minutes into the legs of some of our younger players. Not that Gil Ballara is not a young player in and of himself. He's on the ball right now. Corner of the box, Victor Reese gets it back into the middle. Igor will drop it back before a return pass from Carlau. Igor's shot from just outside the box is going to sky over everything. But so far, so good, meaning we have not given anything up. But an opportunity for Sao Bernardo as Octavio steps in front of that one. Although it's turned right back over, Victor Reese, Gil Ballara quickly ahead. Gabriel Rosera has a man to his left. Finds Vinny Oliveira against that far sideline. Drop to Pereira Silva. Back to Oliveira, cutting through two men. His shot will be blocked by Johnny Douglas, and it will go out behind for an Ituano corner. Less than 5 minutes have been played, but most of the activity has been with a red and black kit. And Igor, off of the set piece, putting it in his first goal of the competition. It's 1-0 Ituano. I got to admit, that one caught me a little bit by surprise. I really wasn't expecting the ball, A, to hang up like that, B, for Igor to step in front of Carlau like that, and C, for Igor to actually make clean contact and get that one behind the goalkeeper. But I will take a 1-goal lead anytime I can get it. Our first shot on target of the match. And my decision to put Igor into this one just makes me look like I should be named manager of the year right now. Please, just convey it. I'll send you my address at the earliest convenience. I'll DM you. Vinny Oliveira, once again in control. We played just over 15 minutes. He's still with it along that far sideline. Works it inside. Pereira Silva plays it back out toward the corner flag. Oliveira dropping it back for Igor, but Robinson steps in front of that one, and he could not step around Igor. It will be a foul. He will get a talking to, but a brilliant defensive play by the 6'4" youngster, just standing his ground where the defender or the offensive player just had absolutely nowhere to go. Once again, we are in control. Gil Ballara, the Victor Reese, back for Ballara, trying to push it forward, cutting it to his left. Lays it back, Carlau to JP, tucking inside. Pereira Silva with a shot from range. Ewerton able to dive down and knock that out behind for a corner, where we have already been dangerous in this match. We have a corner goal. Can we get another, please? JP putting it in, and this time Ewerton is like, let me take care of that myself. If we can keep them in this middle third, that would be fantastic. João Carlos has the ball taken off of his feet by Carlau. Unfortunately, the referee saw a little bit more contact than we probably should have had, so it will lead to a Johnny Douglas free kick. Sao Bernardo sending it forward. Igor sending it away, but Robinson getting there first, and they will try to get another bite at the apple. Mateus Matara out wide. Robinson chipping it in towards Emerson Gallego. His shot is punched away. Back to Robinson into the middle, and JP will just head that behind for a San Bernardo corner. João Carlos, though, looking to give us the same kind of trouble that we gave them. Mateus Matara, it's off of the post. João Patera got a piece of it, but not enough. Gentile into Robertson, and that's going to go over everything. A disappointing finish at the end of the day, and not much we had to worry about, but a little bit of sweat being generated by Sao Bernardo. But we find ourselves with the final third throw-in. Victor Reese getting around his man, Gil Ballara, edge of the box. We'll play it back out. Carlau, Igor, Pereira Silva, Gabriel Rosera trying to chip it to his left to Vinny Oliveira. It's cleared away, but only as far as JP. Victor Reese, back out. Carlau, Igor, drives, save made Ewerton, tipping it over the frame, and another Ituano corner. And I thought things felt a little fishy. We were in dynamic mode because I wanted to see just a few more things as we were testing out this tactic in between recordings. Victor Reese putting it around the side. Gil Ballara's got it. Knocked away by Johnny Douglas, but Ballara is on it once again. Victor Reese, edge of the box. Igor into the middle near the dot. Pereira Silva to Ballara. He was normally the provider. This time he provides the goal. I'm already mixing the metaphor, but Celio Pereira Silva picking up the assist. Gil Ballara putting us ahead by a 2-0 score. Just sliding it home, edge of the boot as well. Let's see if we can add some more, shall we? 33 minutes on the clock. Ballara to Victor Reis. Back for Ballara to Reis. He's got a man on him, so we'll just play it all the way to Gabriel Diaz. Maybe work it around to the left, possibly. Canella back to Abdias. Forward for Pereira Silva. There he pushes out wide. Vinny Oliveira going around the side. Gabriel Rosera is in, and he has got himself a goal. Ituano has a 3-0 lead. Nothing like watching a grown man do the Carlton. Can we make it 4? Gil Ballara to Vinny Oliveira. His shot will be blocked. Rosera will head it out wide. Ballara is on it again. Looking back post. Abdias down for Oliveira. His shot will be blocked, and that will go out behind for a corner. So we can put a little bit more pressure on. 12-6 your shots on goal. 6-3 your shots on target. 64-30 whatever, 36. Almost double up all across the board as far as possession goes. We are absolutely having our way with San Bernardo in this first half, and Gil Ballara still with it. 2 minutes of stoppage time. We've only played a minute and a half, so we've got 30 seconds left to go to make it a 4-goal lead. Ballara into the middle. It's going to go off of the defender, but Gabriel Rosera taken down. A penalty called, and here is our chance to go up 4-0. The odds go up dramatically from the penalty spot. It's going to be Igor. He's got 2 tonight, and Ituano cruising to a 4-0 lead in the first half. Absolutely brilliant first 45 minutes. A pair of goals for Igor, including one from the spot. Gil Ballara scoring. Gabriel Rosera scoring. Vinny Oliveira, Celio Pereira Silva picking up assists. Goal contributions all over the place, so we are happy with the team, and we are going to make a couple of changes. We're going to take Gil Ballara out because he is tired. Mateus Conceição will get some time in the sun. JP will make way for Hakuda on the outside, and let's get Jay Carlos in at striker. So we will make 3 changes at halftime. Can't believe I'm doing it, but you know it, with a 4-0 lead, we can get a little kooky, and I cannot believe that we are in the position we were in. Now, for this match, I fully expected us to win this match. San Bernardo, not a very good team. Just the 1 point. They can barely score any goals. They are giving up goals like a cheap sieve, and that has proven out today. Hakuda playing it all the way back, and for some reason, it's just to give them the ball back. What on earth are we doing? Oh my God, it's yesterday's episode all over again. Emerson Gallego in. Jean Pantera says, not in my house, but it will be a San Bernardo corner. So I fully expected to have our way with San Bernardo. I was not expecting back-to-back victories against Serie A teams, which put us in the position we are in right now. We do need to look at the live table, but we're adding 3 points here. So we are going to be well clear of where we need to be. And there's Emerson Gallego chipping in the delivery from Robinson to make it 4-1. So we've got 30 minutes that we're going to need to hang on. This is actually a pretty nicely worked goal. Robinson with space in between 2 defenders, putting it in. Gallego finding space in between Carlau and Hakuda. We'll give him the one back. We don't have to pay out clean sheet bonuses. I am fine with that. Victor Reis is going to come off. He is getting to be a little bit knackered, so Rodrigo Haruki will take his spot on the right side of that forward midfield pair. San Bernardo picking up a couple of additional shots in this second half, closing the gap. But at the end of the day, this is going to be a rather easy victory for us. And that will move us into second place in our group, which is surprising. I don't remember if second place in the group actually goes to the playoff round, somewhere that we have absolutely not even been close to seeing so far in this series. It's pretty much just been about survival in the Sao Paulo State Championship. But this win is going to put us on 13 points, just 2 behind Corinthians, 3 ahead of Gremio as things stand right now. We could be kicking things off in Serie B in a couple of weeks in an excellent position, but we may have another episode's worth of material from the Sao Paulo State Championship, we will find that out as we move forward. Now, if you remember, we are going to be playing our first round matchup in the Copa do Brasil as the second match in this episode. So we will also get an idea of where we end up, however, as that corner header off of the post kept out. We have not been able to add in onto our lead. Those 4 goals we scored in the first half are going to have to hold up, but a 4-1 victory is a nice victory, and I will take that any day of the week and twice on Sundays, and I think it's a Wednesday in match, so doesn't really matter. We are 7th in the overall table. We've played 8. Bunch of teams around us do have a game in hand, but 13 points is a great place for us to be with 4 left to play, and by the way, we are now 12 points clear of relegation. Oh, I knew I should not have baked up Gil Ballara at the beginning of this episode because we got an offer for him from Bahia in Série A that all of a sudden he was interested in. Now, we rejected it because the money wasn't good enough, and we reminded him he had a release clause. Now, up until this point, when we were in Série C, I would have players with $1 million, $2 million release clause, and the only offers we were getting from domestic teams, this is domestic release clause, mind you, were like 50 grand. So we were way off. Well, his domestic release clause was 1.2 million. He turned in his transfer request, and all of a sudden, everybody and their grandfather came out of the woodwork offering 1.2 million for Gil Ballara. He signed for Botafogo, and Gil Ballara is gone. And it really is a shame because he was absolutely coming into his own in his second full season as a member of the senior squad. 30 appearances last year, 2 goals, 4 assists, already 2 and 6 in 9, but he is off to the big time. And we have 1.2 million that we don't need. I mean, that's not 100% true because we are improving our youth facilities, and that's costing about 2.9 million. So Gil Ballara, our potential future is offsetting the cost of our actual future, but still, this one stings. Well, we did go back to the 4-2-4 for our next match against Faro Viaria, and we managed to lose on the road by a score of 2-1. Gil Ballara scoring in his final match with us, and then at home against Guarani FC, a team in our own division. We drew 2-2. We had the lead with 10 minutes left to go, and then Fabio scoring in the 82nd minute to equalize. I just felt with that tactic, we were a little boring. We started off our match against Serie A side Mirassol, who we did beat in this competition last year, with the 4-2-4 in the first half. We went down 1-0. It was not looking good for us, so we made the change. We pulled off Vinny Oliveira, moved Jay Carlos to the left wing, and brought in Paulo Alexandre as our deep-lying playmaker, and it seemed to work. Celio Pereira Silva scored in the 69th minute. Then we pulled him off because he was feeling a little bit knackered before he scored anyway, so we got a nice ovation from the home crowd. We brought in Rodrigo Haruki, and he immediately put us ahead 2-1. We were able to hold on. It did not hurt that Mirassol picked up a red card with about 16 minutes left to go, which means we have guaranteed ourselves second place in our group in the Sao Paulo State Final, which means that we qualify for the quarter-final, so that's going to come up in our next episode. But we may not yet be done getting screwed over by the big boys. Celio Pereira Silva, a $1.2 million offer. Now, that's not all money up front. There are incentives involved. He may become unsettled if we don't let him talk to Fluminense. Well, guess what? He ain't talking to Fluminense. We'll deal with it if we have to. And even though Pereira Silva hasn't come talk to us, it seems to be going from bad to worse. A $1.3 million offer from Bragantino is a $1.5 million domestic release clause. Again, I did not think this was going to come into play. Apparently, his agent has indicated that Pereira Silva has stated his desire to leave and he wants to speak to Bragantino. We're rejecting it anyway. Which doesn't matter because Fluminense came back, offered $1.4 million, which met the release clause. The board has accepted the offer. They have offered him a loan back deal at no money. We have to agree to make him a star player, which he already is. But sorry to say, Celio Pereira Silva, who has been fantastic for us, and I've been so happy with him, this is going to be his last year at the club. We are going to rotate the squad a bit as we take on non-league side Marica in the first round of the Copa do Brasil. We'll worry about the quarterfinal, as I said, in the next episode. Andre will be in goal. Juan Richard, Nathan Silva, Carlau, and JP are going to be our back four. João is going to get the start at the base of the midfield behind Rodrigo Haruki and Celio Pereira Silva. Poor one out for him. Vinny Oliveira is going to be on the left wing. Mateus Conceição on the right, and Gabriel Rosera will be our striker. And if it wasn't clear from my demeanor as I was going through the matches that we had in the Sao Paulo State Championship, this tactical change to me right now is going to be a permanent one. And hopefully we will get ourselves into the second round of the Cup, and we will be able to make a nice showing of ourselves in the quarterfinal of the state championship. That, as I said a couple of times now, is coming up in our next episode. Right now, we are dominating possession early on in this first round of the Copa do Brasil, but the first highlight goes Marica's way. Gabriel Falcao drops it back to Quo Victor. Across for Jean. Up ahead, Ciara. Is he going to get past his man? He is. Gets it free to Hugo Borges. Borges taking a shot, and he will sky that into the stands. The rain, surprising to no one, is once again falling in Brazil as Andre looks to get things started from the goal kick. Nice little triangle in front of him. I like it, but he's going to lay it out to his left back, Juan Richard. Up ahead, Rodrigo Haruki. Back to Richard. They're pinning us back a little bit. Richard taking his sweet old time. Now we are a little bit more deliberate with this tactic, but it doesn't feel like we're constantly on our heels like it did in the 4-2-4 when we were in possession in the middle third and in our own end. Vinny Oliveira up that left wing, edge of the box, puts it in the middle, finds Gabriel Rosera, who puts it into the top of the net to give us an early 1-0 lead. Honestly, the match could end at this point, and I would be happy. Ball cleared away. Juan Richard will win it back, still in the Marica end. João to Pereira Silva quickly. Haruki back to Rosera. Pereira Silva. JP flipping it ahead. He's got Mateus Conceição along the byline. Conceição, his cross is blocked. It comes to Haruki, and his shot is just going to be a little too high. Not surprisingly, we're playing well. Should we be a little bit more dominant against non-league competition? Probably, but you know, in Football Manager and the Cup competitions, the lower league teams do tend to raise their game a bit. JP in control in the final third. Pereira Silva, Haruki drops it back for João, gets it back, Haruki puts it in, and Pedro Henrique making a fantastic one-handed save with his left to put it out behind. We will not get anything done, however, on the corner. We've held Marica to just a single shot on goal. Make that 2. Neither of them has gone on target, so Andre not tested in the first 30 minutes or so of this match. We are matching up pretty well against the 4-2-3-1 that Marica is putting out there and dominating possession, obviously dominating in shots on goal, and where it counts, leading on the scoreboard 1-0. Can we make it 2 as we control the ball with just over 5 minutes remaining in this first half? João up to JP. Quickly ahead to the front line, Rosera will lay it out to his right. Mateus Conceição chipping it ahead. Rosera in behind the defense, but he can't beat Pedro Henrique. He'll deflect that out. Good job cutting off the angle by the Marica goalkeeper to put it behind for an Ituano corner, which Juan Richard is going to take. He'll send it in, the in-swinger, finding the head of Nathan Silva. Unfortunately, he could not hit the right side of the post, and it hits the side netting and goes out. But a pretty strong first half. All in all for Ituano, out shooting or the opposition 11-3, out possessing them nearly 2-1, and I do think we are going to need to take things up just one more notch if we are going to guarantee victory in this match and move on to round 2. The expectation of the board was just for us to make it into this first round matchup. We have done so, so anything we do, we are playing with house money, and so far, so good. I think we are going to make a few changes to get some of our starters out of there. Pereira Silva, JP, and most likely Gabriel Rosera will be replaced. Now, that all depends on whether or not Marica can convert on this corner, which they do not. Great block in front, and it's ultimately going to go out for a goal kick. So with about 30 minutes left, after we see what happens in this highlight, we will make those changes. We'll get those players nice and rested. We do still have one match in the Sao Paulo State Championship. It is against Sao Paulo themselves. It would be nice to pick up another victory against yet another Serie A side. The fact that we have stepped up in that competition against the competition in the league ahead of us has made me feel very good. I wish we did perform a little better against the Serie B and Serie C sides, but I guess that is to be expected depending on how Football Manager looks at things. Great shot by João, and it is fended off by Pedro Henrique. So 30 minutes to go. We will make those changes. Gabriel Rosera will come out. Marcus Antonio will come in. JP will cede his position to Marcus Henrique, who was not registered for the Sao Paulo State Championship, so he's going to get some action here. I believe it's his first action of the season so far, and we just need to get ourselves a midfield. Let's bring in Igor to replace Pereira Silva. He'll drop back, and we'll move João into a slightly more advanced position for the final 25-30 minutes of this match. Pedro Henrique with a goal kick. Sends it short to Jean. Back to his goalkeeper. We are keeping a pretty high line in this tactic, but they are able to get it free into the midfield. Hugo Borges falls over, but gets it to Dieguino. Around his man, Dieguino, with a shot. That's not going to trouble Andre either. So even though they are getting a couple of more shots on goal in this second half, they're now up to a total of 8. Only 2 of them have actually hit the target, so Andre not really tested in this match. I have not checked to see how Andre performed while he was away on international duty. He was gone for about 5 weeks, which is a very long time. Most of what we did in the Sao Paulo State Championship, we did without our starting goalkeeper. Great job by Vini Oliveira getting in, but he cannot solve Pedro Henrique. Got around 2-3 men to get into the box. He just could not get it past the goalkeeper. Sent long, and Carlisle will just head that one forward. João looking a little bit knackered, but you know what? He's not getting a ton of playing time so far in the early going of the season, and Andre Luiz able to put one in and equalize this match in the 70th minute. What the devil was going on? I didn't think this was going to lead to anything. Dieguino on the free kick. It looks like Luiz split 2 of our players, popped it up in the air, headed it to himself, and he was able to put it past Andre. And I think we're going to need to go more attacking because I am not liking what is happening with this club. And in fact, we are also going to demand more. Just about 10 minutes remaining in this match. And Maricá once again in control. I cannot believe that we actually run the risk of being put out of this competition by a non-league side when we are doing so well against the Serie A teams that we've been facing. João in control. Marcus Henrique throwing it forward. Finds Mateus Conceição into the middle. There's Marcus Antonio. I believe that is Antonio's first goal of the season. It is in just his 4th appearance in the Sao Paulo State Championship. Well, 3 appearances in the Sao Paulo State Championship. This appearance in the Copa do Brasil, and all of a sudden we have a 1-goal lead again, and all seems to be right with the world, I hope, as long as we can hang on. Cleared away by Henrique. Conceição sending it deep. The Everton able to keep it in our end. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm probably not. Either way, he gets it back. Throws it behind the line. Ciara keeping it in. Luiz into the middle. Dieguino finds Hugo Borges, and that will be put behind for a corner. Not sure if Andre or the defender got it. I actually think it was the defender, which meant that Andre was out of position, which, well, that does not make me feel very good. Short corner, sent in looking for Jean, back post. It's cleared away by Nathan Silva. Dieguino able to retrieve. Falcao, the Quad Victor across. Andre Luiz. Everton pushing a little further ahead than normal. Holding the ball up. We're not challenging him at all. Igor knocks it away. Dieguino again loses his footing. Igor takes his man down, and Maricá with a free kick in a very dangerous position from about 27 yards out, I'm going to say. Probably closer to 25. How far away is the penalty spot? 12 yards? Either way, his shot is going to skip over the bar. It won't trouble Andre. Andre on a 6.2. Not having a great match here, but it's really not going to matter if we can end up holding on for the victory. I mean, and why is his rating going down when he has nothing to do? I don't understand how Football Manager does these things, but they do. We end up picking up the victory thanks to the late goal from Marcus Antonio, the feed from Mateus Conceição, replacing Gil Ballara, who has sadly left the club, and we are moving on to round 2 of the Copa do Brasil. So that will leave us with our next episode, a second round tilt against Sao Raimundo. Ignore that game against Sao Paulo. That's our final regular season match in the Sao Paulo State Championship. We will also bring you the quarterfinal with our opposition to be determined. That's in our next episode. If you enjoyed this one, make sure that you hit that like button. Send that message to the algorithm that you like this content and you want to see more, and you want to make sure that more people do as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, now is an excellent time to do so. Thank you very much in advance for your patronage, and I look forward to seeing you next time as we take on more competition here in Brazil. And oh yeah, by the way, our Série B season is right around the corner. I hope you're here for that as well. Until next time, my friends, bye-bye.